We interrupt this Throne of Eldraine spoiler season to bring you a whole bunch of magic news. We're going to a number of different worlds next year. Let's talk about it. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. Welcome to Mega Magic News. Yeah, I'm doing it that way because I don't know how to do the voice changing effect, so I'm just gonna get louder! That way I don't have to do any special editing. Suck it, alright? So, speaking of suck it, suck on this news blast. I got so much news, I actually have a little piece of paper to help me keep track of all of it. That's how much is going on. Now, I want to cover a couple things. A minor note, for anybody who doesn't already know, since this was getting asked a ton, how do the Throne of Eldraine adventure cards work? Well, here's how it goes, my friends. You can either cast the creature side right away if you want, or the sorcery side right away if you want from your hand. But if you cast the sorcery side of it, you actually remove the card from the game, you exile it, and then afterwards you can play it as the creature. So you go on an adventure, then you get the creature. So that's like a little minor note. That's not really the major news. The major news is we know all of the sets that are coming for next year. They kept us in the dark this year, and we didn't really know what was going on till the last minute, really. Like, I mean, how long did it take before we even knew that Throne of Eldraine was Throne of Eldraine, right? We've known for maybe a little over a month at most, I think. Oh, actually, speaking of Throne of Eldraine, there's another thing I wanted to put on the list that I didn't. I have the novel now. I have the new novel. I am 1/3 of the way through it because admittedly it only came out earlier today. So I've read about 1/3 of the book. And in all honesty, for those of you who are wondering, hey, should I grab the book? It's worth taking a read. It's not, it's not like world-class literature where you're going to go, this is the best book I have ever read. But in terms of a magic novel, it actually is pretty solid, truthfully. Magic novels tend to be fairly mediocre, and it is about the level of a normal magic novel, but it's got some interesting details in there, which I will go into in videos. Man, I've got a lot of content to make. We got a lot of spoiler videos to talk about. We got all kinds of stuff. But anyways, let me not get too far off the track with these side things. Let us talk about what's going to be going down for 2020. And I don't mean core 2020, obviously. I mean the year 2020, because we know what's happening with all four quarters. Now, all four of next year's sets have been broken down for us. Now, one of them is core 2020. Core 2021, my apologies. That one's obvious. It's obvious we're going to be doing that one, but let's do them in order. So, the first world that we are going to be going to, because we're actually, instead of 3 on the same world, Ravnica, we're not doing that this time around. No. We're going from Eldraine to Theros. So if you enjoyed the world of Theros with its pantheon of gods and its creatures, its enchantment creatures that were literally made up of the night sky and the realm of enchantment, honestly, if you want kind of a vibe of what I'm talking about, take a look at Core 2020 Starfield Mystic, and it's got kind of a Theros vibe to it. But either way, Theros is a world of gods, and we're going to be seeing a familiar face. You guys remember Elspeth? Elspeth with her special Mythic Edition where she was holding the golden mask? Well, those golden masks are the face of the returned. In Theros, they have an underworld, and people can return from the underworld to the real world of the living, but then they have golden masks that make them lose their identities. Now, Elspeth is no normal person. She's a planeswalker. So we're going to be most likely following Elspeth, seeing what has happened with her, that sort of a scenario. And the question is, how has the journey into the Netherworld changed her after she made that sacrifice of herself in Theros? So we get to go back to this world of the gods. This is only the second time we're going to Theros, which is nice, because repeating things over and over, going to the same worlds over and over, can feel kind of tedious in all honesty. So it's nice to know, hey, this is only the second time we've been there, and we're going to be going to see Elspeth. So it's not more of the Gatewatch, which is nice, because honestly, I got really tired of the Gatewatch. It just started to wear on me. So going back to Theros, Land of the Gods, that is going to be Q1, quarter one. That's how we'll break it up. Quarter two is Ikoria. Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths. Now this is a brand new world we're going to. So we're going to be seeing a world we have never seen before. The idea behind it is this is a place where there are massive, massive creatures. And we apparently, it's like a Build-A-Bear workshop, but for gigantic beast creatures, where we're going to have our make your own monster concept, which is pretty amazing. Honestly, if you look at it, it's pretty cool. Where you go ahead and go, wait, I love, like if you're like me and you love gigantic creatures, going to a realm of gigantic creatures and making your own, and it's been stated that the mechanics involved with making your own creatures are some of the craziest mechanics they've done in Magic in a while. And I like variety, I like insanity, I like big fat creatures, so I cannot wait to go to Ikoria, and that'll be in the second quarter. That'll be in the second quarter of 2020. In the third quarter of 2020, that's when we'll be getting Core 2021. This one is going to have more of a thematic focus. They've said going forwards that the core sets will focus more on delivering an overall theme as well. And apparently this one's going to be themed around Teferi. And while I am tired of the Gatewatch, and we have had a little bit of too much Teferi-itis lately in Standard, I do like Teferi as a character. He's been around from Magic from way, way back in the day. And I'm a huge fan of Time Mages, Chrono Magic. All that stuff is fantastic to me. So I'm curious to see the execution of the stuff that we're seeing. I mean, it's not as exciting as Ikoria. Ikoria, to me, is the most exciting of these name sets. But Core 2021, Teferi-based. So we'll see how it goes. And then the final quarter, we're returning to Zendikar. And this is Zendikar Rising. And this honestly is one where I look at it and go, I don't know. I mean, Zendikar, we went to Zendikar originally before the Eldrazi showed up. Then the Eldrazi awakened and rampaged around. And then they won the fight against the Eldrazi essentially. And Zendikar is now free of the Eldrazi. So we're going to be returning there afterwards. And I just don't know how exciting that is going to be. Now, maybe I'm underwhelmed wrongfully at this moment, going, yeah, maybe it'll be interesting to see how the residents of Zendikar are dealing on the plane of adventure, where they go and find ancient treasure troves and stuff. But without the hidden like Eldrazi and that mystery and everything, I just don't know if Zendikar Rising is gonna be that exciting. Time will tell. And I mean, we'll have, that'll be almost a year from now, because that's Q4, right? So that'll be around this time next year that we will get the Zendikar Rising. My hope is they'll do a good job, but I am a little bit skeptical. So the other thing that I wanted to cover is that today they have released all of the Throne of Eldraine Brawl decks onto Arena. They're having an event right now where you can play all of the Brawl precons. You don't get to keep the precons, but you get to play them on Arena, and you win cards from Throne of Eldraine by playing in this event. And the rewards are nice. First of all, you get an experience level for your Mastery Pass off of your first win. But with each win, they're giving you a play set of particular cards. So you'll be able to use them in a couple of days, actually, if you didn't know. They're starting an event on Arena where you can play for the next couple of weeks to try and build up your levels to get you to level 100. And it's going to be using like the new rotation of like what's available in Standard. So you're not going to be able to use Dominaria and other stuff like that. And so they're including these Throne of Eldraine cards, which you can win right now today. In fact, I'm going to be going over to Twitch. I'm going to head on over to Twitch and play some of this. I'm going to check out these Brawl precons. So if you want to join me, I will link in the comment section. I will have a link to my Twitch account. It's just Magic Historian if you want to go and search me up. It's not The Magic Historian, just Magic Historian. So if you want to if you want to search that up, you want to come hang out with me, you are more than welcome to do so. Now, on a final note, I actually want to shout out Channel Fireball events, because recently at the Magic Fest Las Vegas, there are actually a couple of people who used to be viewers and have really more grown to become friends of me and my lovely lady, and they asked if they could get married at Magic Fest. And it gets me a little emotional. I'm an emotional old man, and I like things like that. So Channel Fireball said, yeah, you know what? Go for it. Go ahead. You can come and get married at the Magic Fest. So I actually have a little clip from the ceremony, and they've been a part of the channel for a long time. It's Rebecca and a Shed. You guys know them from the live streams. You know them from the comment sections, but you may never have seen them. So we're gonna end off the video here with some of that action, because it just feels right. You know, we're gonna end it off with a nice, you know, when they do on the news shows where they have like, hurricanes have destroyed 800 dwarfs in a very small dwarf town, and then they're like, and here's a squirrel jet skiing. Well, these are my squirrels jet skiing. Roll it.
Shed and Rebecca, I want to wish both of you so much love and happiness as you begin this journey together. Remember to keep lots of laughter in your lives, and love will never be far behind. You have pledged your faith to one another today in the presence of your loved ones, and it has truly been my honor and my privilege to be a part of this special union. And now, by the power vested in me by the great state of Nevada, I pronounce you husband and wife partners for life. Sir, you may kiss your beautiful bride.